Personally, you must have a strategy. As your corporate,
do with 4IR.
Yes. You yourself, if you're stuck in this, you cannot be stuck in this season. Have your 4IR strategy. There are many, very many opportunities that are out there.
Hey everybody, my name is Angie Murenga. You're watching Just Angie. It's Murenga Monday, where we discuss all things governance. We're having a conversation on the 4th Industrial Revolution, and today is the 4th and final part, and it's the 21st day of September. Evelyne, wow.
Yes.
We have so much to unpack in these 8 minutes. So, first of all, and this, are we ready as a nation for 4IR? And then what are the, I think we discussed Uberless, driverless cars, but what else, what other technologies can assist us? Assist even, because I think a lot of people are being ushered into their next.
Yeah.
This global reset, global pandemic has ushered people into next.
Yeah.
So how do you, what are your thoughts towards that?
I think in this season where there's a lot happening and there's a shift, I would tell people don't get stuck, because there's so much that is being done right now, so much about the 4th Industrial Revolution. Educate yourself, and because I'm passionate about that, I feel education is a first step to getting people to understand what the technologies are, how they can use them for their businesses. Especially in this reset period, you'll see a lot of entrepreneurs coming up and taking advantage of artificial intelligence, for example, or data, because data is already readily available. Robotics, advanced robotics is another thing that we're seeing. So even when you talk about advanced robots, like there's one robot called Sophia the robot that looks like a human being.
It looks like a human being. It looks like a human being.
And can actually talk like a human being.
Really?
Like we'll have a conversation.
That's a bit scary for me. and what about jobs? How is that going to affect our jobs?
That's a good question actually, because a lot of people are worried about the jobs, that robots will take their jobs. But then there's so many other jobs coming up.
That's another thing, yes. When there's a shift, there are other things that come up.
Yes. And I feel during this season, you really must get a coach. If you're feeling stuck, you really must get a coach to draw out. I think you cannot overemphasize what a coach does. The other thing is also just knowing your purpose, because there's so many things going on right now, so many technologies, so many new things. So you could be blown by the wind, this direction, that direction, every other direction. So you really need to be grounded and focused into what you really need to be doing, or what you were created on this earth to do. Yeah. So it's very important. And us as Africans, in Kenya especially, I feel like it's our time.
I know, because Kenya is also the heartbeat. I feel like it's the heartbeat. Prophecies have been given about revival is coming from this nation.
Yes.
It is. I mean, when you travel to other African nations, honestly, you come home. I came home and I kissed the ground. I was like, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Because we have advancement and technology, and we should jump onto that bandwagon.
Exactly. And people have the brains. I look at the stack that we had, where, Twiga Foods was there. Peter Njonjo was talking about his platform as well. Technologies are there and they're being used. So it's about Africans having the confidence to know that they can actually be at the forefront of this technology and providing those solutions.
And like you said, because there's enough for everyone. I remember for Peter Njonjo, for Unstuck, the Access conversation, he talked about that there's $300 billion in food solutions. That's such a huge pot. Jump in. Food solutions. But I remember even Wawera of food and education. So she's doing a great job, sourcing the meals, cooking them, preparing them, and providing food, So everybody has a technology story, and there's access, and especially food, now that it's in Africa. We have been given a figure. There are $300 billion to be had. Is it to be earned in providing food tech solutions? So jump in there. Find your solution.
And it's important that you talk about that part, because when you talk about 4IR, and there's also sustainability. If you marry those two, and I think there's someone who was doing, who's promoting the 5th Industrial Revolution, and he's saying the 5th Industrial Revolution is about human energy, is about giving back.
Wow.
I like that. Positive, are you giving back to humanity? It's really about humanity. So if you marry the humanity aspect and the 4IR really, or 4IR and sustainability, then we'll really, that's the only way we as Africa, because we have the highest level of poverty, to be honest. So how can we marry the two to bring up to bring up the people who are below, living on below $1 per day or something like that.
But you see, when everyone who was on the Unstuck platform, if I may say so, I think, is somebody who's given back. It's that, and also people who have removed their eyes off themselves. So that is so powerful, that it's not about me.
It's not about
you. They've taken their eyes off themselves. Yes, they're going to profit, but so is everyone else.
Yes.
You know, Kennedy of Shofco, Wawera of Food and Education, Peter Jonjo of Trigger. Who else was there? Joram of Sandbox.
Yes.
He provided an opportunity for entrepreneurs.
Yes.
He could just have gone on by himself and been very happy, but he's provided a platform for entrepreneurs that is sustainable. First of all, I hear he's the only one in the world who's created that sandbox, and he's talking about creating another 20 or 23 of them in different parts of the world. You see how technology has advanced us. Maybe before you were just thinking about your country. Now you can dream beyond the borders of your nation and do it. And he started from somewhere. I'm feeling, who else have I missed out on for her? Rosemary Momani. I loved her Google. Let me tell you, I said for sure, people say Google is your friend, it's real. The solutions that Google had were amazing. And then Microsoft with Candy. Everybody was talking about how to get other people moving. As a matter of fact, for Rosemary, what I loved was the fact that she talked about, they were talking about solutions for people post-COVID. You know, they're actually riding on the season and saying, what can we offer you? And they were very practical. They were practical, real, and I was sold, you know? So that's true. So for Africa, it's to sort of, and we are very good at that, you know? Africa don't have to be taught how to love humanity. We really are lovers. It comes naturally because we're about the village and the whole village and caring about others, but we just have to take it up to another level and take it up to the level of business. I think I really like that.
And when you look at even what Peter was doing, what Peter is doing with his platform, it's really about food security as well. Because if you're getting supplies from the farmers, you know, the small scale farmers, it means their produce is not getting spoiled. You know, it would have. So that's one of the sustainability goals, sustainable development goals, the SDGs. And so if you're coming up, if you're an entrepreneur and you're taking advantage of this period that we are in, or 4IR, think about also how you're lifting others. So as you climb, how are you also lifting others? So then us as an African continent, then we are advancing.
It's actually absolutely amazing, and it's very exciting. It's an exciting time to be in, because I was thinking it's an opportunity for Africa, but also an opportunity for us to express who we really are. And when you said that, you know, we have to think of the season that we are in, and we have to ride on the season. You know, they said the sons of Issachar said they knew the times and the seasons. So we must understand this time, we must understand this season. There's no for giving up, there's no for being stuck. There's now you have to quit complaining. Now we are done. The world is not going back to normal. We are moving. Move with the world.
And just to note also that South Africa actually, so the power of a strategy as well.
Yes, because so I even asked whether there was a strategy.
Personally, you must have a strategy. As your corporate,
do with 4IR.
Yes. You yourself, if you're stuck in this, you cannot be stuck in this season. Have your 4IR strategy. There are many, very many opportunities that are out there. You know,
and I think as you read, things jump out.
Exactly.
I think things leap out at you. That's connected and concerned with you.
Follow your passion. Whatever your passion will lead you to your purpose. As a corporate, you must have also a 4IR strategy. As a country, I think also it's important.
That one now, I think it needs that lobbying. Evelyne, government is listening.
I mean, they probably have strategies here and there on different angles. You know, they're definitely doing something on digitization. But I look at the example of South Africa. Last year, they launched a 4IR Presidential Commission on the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Presidential Commission. So the president goes and appoints, members to this commission.
From
academia, from tech startups, you know, from all over the place to come up and give a report, which they did, I think, just in August, actually. They provided the report to the president. So it's not yet public, but you can see that there's a strategy in place that they're thinking about, and how to position themselves as a country to take, to capitalize on the opportunities of the 4IR and, make South Africa a global leader. And we can as Africa, we can.
And we can
as Kenya.
We definitely
as Kenya
can.
As well.
And then I want you to talk about work, because that was important. And Klaus and his book. I like Klaus. I like Klaus. I even referred to him one-on-one, because I haven't read it, but you read it. So I feel like I read it through your eyes. And how they were very accommodating, even of putting your stuff on their site and stuff like that. But anyway, I don't know what you want to talk about work. So just talk about the World Economic Forum and the book. There's also a book on 4R. Where is your book to be found, and where are your articles to be found also on LinkedIn?
Okay.
As we come to a close.
So, I mean, World Economic Forum has done so much research on the fourth industrial revolution, and I'm always just I don't know, I'm always wowed by Klaus's story that he started this economic forum in the 1970s. Really? He's now 80-something years old.
You said I could now talk for 15 hours now. How long has that? 1970, and we're in the year 2020.
Yeah.
So he's been on this conversation for how many years?
But you see, now is when it's coming into light, right?
But you see, now that's a lesson for somebody right there. Yeah, you're a whippersnapper, you brought an idea last year, you've already given up, you and God are done. Hey, please. People have been working on something consistently for 50 years. Yes. We need to learn.
So, and there's so much content out there. If you're looking for, industry content, how is your industry going to be impacted by this fourth industrial revolution? Because there's so much media. If media does not reinvent itself and use platform technology, then it will just go extinct, if you like. So there's so much that they're doing. You can always connect to the World Economic Forum. They're always having free webinars, just various content. That you can plug in to just educate yourself more on the fourth industrial revolution.
And is the book about it? Is it about the fourth industrial revolution?
So he's written about the fourth industrial revolution. He's written about how to shape it. He talks about also different industries and how I think the biggest takeout was we cannot just sit and wait for technology to evolve. We must shape it so in the direction that we want. So for example, the technology is not bad. Say for example, it's not the enemy, exactly. So it's how it is used and who uses it and for what. How
you package it, how you shape it, how you mold it. Because like I said, the televangelist, God used it to project the message of the gospel to the world. The satellite TV stations like the TBN, Daystar and all that, also they're reaching the world. And look at access. Even nations where Christianity is not allowed, the satellite is allowed. So they can access it, So it's using it for the way that God has asked you to use it.
Yes.
Create a platform and give access. And be a pipeline. That God can work through.
I love that. Yes.
And where do we find your articles?
So you can find me on LinkedIn, Evelyne Ngatia on LinkedIn. So I publish my articles on my LinkedIn profile. The book I'll also, be sharing shortly where to find it in terms of which ebook platforms to find it on. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll be able to get that available. As well as the hard copy, the hardcover book. I'll also just be sharing that shortly. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll be able to find out when it comes out. But you can find the book, actually it's on Barnes & Noble, it's on Kobo.
What's it called?
Understanding the Fourth Industrial Revolution.
By Evelyne Ngatia.
Yes.
High five. Hi. Just behind. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hey, I can even retire now. I've done my work.
Your work is done.
I can't. I've got so much to do. But I was also going to say, I think lessons for me from watching you evolving into a 4IR expert for now. I think you are. I think you've done well.
Wow.
You've written the articles. You have a book. I can't wait to see what God will do with you, but I think it's the starting that people need to do. So I was saying, like in this COVID season, because I think that's another thing we discussed, that if there had not been this reset, you work very hard. I must say, you work very hard. You work long hours, but you are able to do this.
Yes.
I don't think if this season had not been there, this would just have been something that would have been on the back burner for a long time. And a lot of procrastination, which I guess valid excuses, but there was something about cutting the commute time and all that and getting organized that enabled you to do that. So I think that's important. So you have no excuse, You cannot be, and I've seen people writing memes and I think it's funny that people have written books, people have birthed a whole purpose around 4IR. And me, I've done nothing. I've just watched Netflix and chill. Please, you move off that bandwagon. You cannot be that person. And I think the other thing I wanted to say was that you also informed your employer about it, which is good. Best business practice. Informing your employer, this is what I'm doing. So there's no hidden things. We're not undercover, underhand people. We are Christians with integrity and with values. And we're not hiding things from our employers. So that was another thing that you came clean there and spoke to them about it and told them this is what I'm doing. So for me, I'm excited because I feel like when we start, God meets you. So I can't wait to see what this has unlocked, the doors that it opens. I pray that even they call you to do the strategy. If you need the 4IR strategy, she's here, ready, willing, and able. But you see, the thing is, you said, you do it with a team. It's not really, because you said even the way they did in South Africa, they called in a team of experts, sat around the table, and they create a strategy. And that's what we need to do. We need to create a strategy, and God will back that strategy. But remember, as Evelyne gives us her closing remark, you have to have a personal strategy around 4IR. Your corporation has to have a strategy around 4IR. The country needs a strategy around 4IR so that we can move on. What are your closing statements? It's been amazing, and amazing to see you evolve as a leader, Evelyne. Can't wait to see what God does. And I'm glad that we got to meet and we got to do this. But what are your closing remarks for the people?
I think, this season has created time, basically time, even over the weekends, we're not traveling too much or, interacting too much. Take that time to sort of do something that you'll remember, because I think that book took me, I think I probably started in April, so less than 6 months. So there's a lot that you can do. Don't get stuck in this season. Get yourself literate in terms of 4IR. Educate yourself. And remember that, just have that confidence that, it's our time as Africa. And I speak specifically to the Kenyans and to the Africans. It's our time. So let's position ourselves to take advantage of this industrial revolution and be at the forefront. We can be the global leaders if we want.